After visiting Essaouira, today I will show you some hidden places on the coast of Morocco. They're not very touristic, but they're super nice. Unfortunately today, for the first time in almost 2 months, I didn't feel safe in Morocco.
Man, I just recorded something like accidentally, which is very disturbing. Morocco is a safe place, but there is also crime, so you always have to be careful.
And today I will also share with you my change of plans to leave Morocco. So let's begin.
It's kind of soft.
I left Essaouira, which is very popular, very touristic, and is one of the main attractions in Morocco, and I continue north towards a smaller coastal town which is called Safi, and it's about 110-120 kilometers from Essaouira. The coast in the north of Essaouira is very interesting because it's extremely raw, undeveloped. You have like stretches of beaches that goes on and on for kilometers after kilometers without seeing any building, any development, nothing. And I'm really wondering if it's gonna stay like this in the future or if it's just a matter of time until they start developing hotels, villas, condos, and it will become a tourist destination. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, or maybe you know more than me, you can give me an opinion.
I will try to do a little bit of off-road because I see a piste, like a little track right next to the beach here, which is not too soft and not too sandy, it looks like. I'll try a bit because it would be cool to ride a bit off-road. If not, I will go back to the main road. But while we go, I also want to share with you my plan because my Morocco trip is coming to an end. It has been more than 1 month and a half now, which is crazy. The time just flew. So while we go, I'll share with you a little bit of my plan because I was planning to take the ferry back to Italy, but things are changing for the price, for the weather. There are a few things going on, so I'll tell you my new plan. So let's get out of here first and then let's try that off-road piste. Yeah, this one. I'm not sure if it's a real piste and I don't know where it's gonna go, but let's try a little bit. So let me share with you my plans, guys, because the original plan here was to come back from Morocco back to Italy the same way as I came. So with the ferry, the GNV, Grandi Navi Veloci, 52 hours, 500 euros, crazy price, 480, very expensive, one way. Wow, look at this, man, that's exactly what I was looking for, like a off-road track, but not too intense. But then, a few days ago, my mom sent me a video and it's snowing in Italy and it's extremely cold. So I'm like, man. And then I was like, man, I have to ride from Genova back to my home. It's gonna be like freezing. But that's not the main issue. The main issue, I think here I don't see the truck anymore. I think that's it. It's the end of the road. Yeah, I think I have to go back. Okay, it lasted very shortly, but it was fun. So yeah, one of the issues was the weather, then the price, of course, to come back. So basically, I asked ChatGPT to give me some alternative. Instead of taking the ferry back to Italy because it's expensive and also I have to ride from Genova to my home. There are different things that I was not so sure about, and I asked ChatGPT, just give me some alternative. Is there another way? He gave me a solution to go to Mauritania and then Algeria and then Tunisia and then take the ferry to south of Italy and then ride. And I was like, okay, that's not a good idea. It will take me like maybe 2 months just to go back home. Then he gave me another idea which was good. It was to leave the bike here in Morocco and then just fly out and even come back after a few months. But then when I went a bit deeper with the research and questioning, I found out that it's not possible because your bike is here with you, with your visa. So if you leave, then also your bike has to leave. It's kind of illegal to leave it here. I'm sure you can find a way, but yeah, I was not so sure and I didn't know where to ask. So I just removed that alternative as well. And then he gave me a third alternative, which I really like, and is the one that now I'm actually considering. I'm actually gonna do because it's a really good idea. So basically, he told me, you go to Tangier, where I have to go anyway to catch the ferry to Italy. It's from Tangier. But instead of taking the ferry to Italy, you just take the short ferry ride to Gibilterra, which is just 1 hour or 1 hour and a half maximum. And it's also cheap, it's like 40 euro. And then from Gibilterra you can ride back to Italy, but of course it's winter and it's far, so that's not gonna work for me. Or you can maybe find a storage for your motorbike around there and then just fly back to Italy, and then you can come back to the storage after a few months, take your motorbike and maybe continue your road trip, go back to Morocco or explore Spain, explore Portugal. And I was like, man, this is a really good idea, but to be honest, I think it's gonna be expensive to store the bike in Gibilterra or in Spain. It's not a cheap thing here in Europe. So I asked ChatGPT to give me some quotes, to give me some prices, and he came back to me with some quotes, and one shop in particular had an amazing deal because it's like a big motorbike shop. They also do races, they also mechanic, and they also offer this service of storage, and it only costs 24 euros per month to store your motorbike there, and then you can just pick it up anytime and go. And I was like, wow, this is actually a very good deal, because with 24 euros I can even leave it there for like 6 months, 7 months until the next summer, and then come back to Spain and maybe continue the exploration, explore Portugal, Spain, etc. And this shop is in Malaga, which is not too far from Gibraltar. It's about maybe 3 hours, 4 hours, so it's also the opportunity for me to explore a little bit that area. The ferry from Tangier to Gibraltar, 40 euro, compared to the 500 euros to Italy. The flight from Malaga to Milano is also very cheap. It's like 20 euro with the bag, extra bag is like 60 euro with Ryanair, and it's only 2 hours or 2 hours and a half, so it's very close. And then storing the motorbike for 24 euros per month, even I store it for 6 months until the next summer, it's gonna cost me what, 150 euros, something around that, maybe a little bit more, but the total is way less than the 500 euros of the ferry from Morocco to Italy. So I'm so happy because this plan is exciting, I save money, and I go back to Italy quickly instead of taking like 3 days. And of course I will bring you with me because we're gonna make videos also on the way back, maybe a little bit of video also in Spain. I'll show you where I'm gonna store the bike, so I'll document the entire process. Happy days!
Safi, it's a really pretty town, but it's not popular and it's not touristic because it's an industrial hub. It's a huge export area for phosphate and also for the sardine. So the town and the beach near the town is nice, but north and south it's full of industrial complexes and factories, and there is a lot going on.
Unfortunately, this coast is full of trash. Otherwise, it would have been like really beautiful.
I just discovered that Safi here is the ceramic capital of Morocco. They make a lot of ceramic here. And then I asked ChatGPT, what is the ceramic capital of the world? And he said that it's in China and it's called Jingdezhen. Of course, it's in China. China, in terms of production, is the number one in everything. Man, I just recorded something like accidentally, which is very disturbing. I'll show you the clip. I was recording the palm trees, and then all of a sudden I see this kid, he must be like 10 years old or 12 years old, like kind of young, running in front of me,
And then I look carefully and he has like a big knife in his hand, so he's probably running away from someone after a robbery or something. And then he just walked in front of me and he looked around and then he threw the knife over a wall and then he just ran away. And then he looked at me and his eyes like were super, I don't know, like angry, upset, like scary in a way, even though he's a young kid, you know. And then I thought that he saw me recording him, because I was actually recording him but just by accident. But then he just ran away. And yeah, it was a bit disturbing to witness that. Morocco is a safe place, but there is also crime, so you always have to be careful. It happened something similar to me. The first day I arrived, I was in Tangier, and I also saw a robbery and someone just running away. Only 2 times, the first day I arrived and today. All the other days, no problems at all, but of course you have to be careful here. This is the entrance of the Kasbah of Safi. Bab el Kasbah. They just kicked me out because it's closed. Renovation. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a little bit shocked and disturbed by what I saw with that kid with the knife. And now, because I always pull out the phone and the camera, I keep one in one hand and the other one in the other hand, like all the time, to record and check the phone and the maps. Now every time I pull out the camera or the phone, I'm more careful, you know, because it's just a second that someone comes with a knife and asks you, like, give me the phone or give me the camera or give me the wallet or give me everything, your backpack, everything is here, you know. I will lose everything all of a sudden. So now I start to be a bit more careful, which I think is a good thing. Before I was a bit too free. And now we should approach the Pottery Hill, where they make the ceramic potteries. It's a popular place here in Safi. Welcome to the ceramic capital of Morocco. I guess that's where they bake the ceramic. You say bake? I'm not sure.
Mon professeur,
Ah?
mon professeur
Ah.
en italien.
Italian?
Mon professeur.
Ah! Your professor?
Avant, en italien.
Italian?
6 années
Oui.
ici au Maroc.
Ah.
Il donnait les techniques,
Ah.
les techniques des Romains.
You teach
Non, je suis ici.
Ah, ok.
Lui qui vient ici.
to teach you. Ah, okay.
Son nom, Giorgio Luciani.
Giorgio Luciani.
Luciani.
Okay. Oui. Also tagine. Tagine, no?
Tagine, ta voix de tagine. Le tagine.
Tagine. Oui, oh my god. Le tagine. You are a real master.
Ah oui, merci. 9.
9 generations.
9 générations.
9 generations doing
Les papiers de ma famille dans le musée.
musée.
Le musée de céramique.
Oui.
Le musée.
Uh-huh.
Les papiers de la famille
Oui.
dans le musée.
Oh. So he doesn't sell anything. I found this one, he said he made it, and then he has just these 3. I think he just makes them and then give it to the shop for sale. So I think I'm gonna buy this one, just as a memory. Okay, can I buy this? Wait, okay, how much?
Cadeau.
Cadeau.
Cadeau. Oui, cadeau.
Cadeau.
Cadeau, je te donne.
No,
À maman.
No,
À maman.
Okay, un petit.
D'accord, un petit, d'accord.
So basically those rocks, he's cutting them to then make the pottery. That's the raw material.
La France?
Italy.
Italia. Roberto Baggio.
Roberto Baggio, oui.
Trezeguet.
Trezeguet, France. Yeah. But he play Juventus. When he's cutting the rock with his hands, no protection whatsoever. La tu man, no. Ah. Ah, it's kind of soft. Hey. Wow. You know, it reminds me when I was in Mumbai, in the, what's the name? In Dharavi, the biggest slum, the $1 billion slum of India. Also there were some old men and old ladies making like ceramic potteries. They were working so hard, and it kind of reminds me of that. So those are all ovens for the ceramic. I'm very grateful because that video in Mumbai, in the Dharavi slum, it went viral, and the tour guide, that I forgot his name now, but I put his contact down below, and then he sent me a message that he was very grateful because he got so many contacts and so much work thanks to that video. He was like, thank you so much. I have many clients from that video, and I'm really happy. You know, when I hear these kind of stories, it really makes me happy. Same as Safi in Bangladesh. After we made the video together, he got a job offer from the US. He even received a laptop from his employer, and that video kind of changed his life, and I'm very happy to hear that. Incredible. It's like an open air workshop every single corner. Amazing. I guess this is the step 2, when they melt the rocks, become this kind of mud, dense mud, and then from here they will do the artwork. And yeah, after it's done, then you have amazing painters like this guy doing incredible work.
The next day, I was ready to continue the road trip north to the richest and the most modern city of Morocco, which is Casablanca. But as you can see, the road and the coast and the ocean, it's simply incredible, and it's so hard to ride without wanting to stop all the time just to enjoy the landscape, the scenery.
Man, but the coast here, north of Safi, is really, really beautiful. And very raw and untouched. Look at this. Wow. Yeah, I think it was a mosque before. An abandoned mosque.
Because, as I said before, this part is extremely raw, extremely undeveloped, extremely calm and peaceful. So it's really nice to just park and enjoy the silence and enjoy the view for a few minutes. Nowadays, it's really hard to find places like this around the world, because when you have a nice coast like this one and a beautiful ocean, most of the places, they start to develop, they start to build, and people come and tourists come. So this is still a gem that I really want to enjoy, and I really hope it's gonna stay like this as long as possible.
I stopped for another coffee here in Oualidia, and I must say that this town is very pretty. Not only the beach side, which has the laguna, but also the town here is very nice, and I never heard of it. I just passed by now and discovered it by accident. Man, this laguna is very beautiful with the sand. The color of the sand is so nice, the calm water there, the ocean behind. Really cool. No wonder why it's such a touristic spot. But even though it's touristic, as you can see, it's very quiet. So I really like the vibe here in Oualidia. So guys, I made it to El Jadida, a very famous and important coastal city here in Morocco. I was just reading the history, and it has a very interesting history because it was a Portuguese town and it was built in 1514 by the Portuguese, but it had a different name. It was called Mazagan. And the Portuguese, basically, they built the entire town, especially this big fort with the cannons, with the bastions, and with thick walls as well. And it played a very important role for the trading in the Atlantic for many years. And then in 1769, the Moroccans took it back. They surrounded Mazagan, the Moroccan army, and the Portuguese, they had to run away. And so the Moroccan, they took it back, but still has this ancient fort, all this Portuguese architecture and style, and it's a very nice city, and it's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So guys, I think from El Jadida I'm going to end the video here because I want to make a separate video for Casablanca. I still have 100 kilometers to reach Casablanca, but I will make a separate video because Casablanca is a totally different world, so I want to make a dedicated video. I hope you enjoyed this trip and exploration along the Atlantic coast of Morocco, Essaouira, Safi, Oualidia, and now El Jadida. Alright, big hug, and I'll see you in Casablanca. Bye bye.